All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Healing Space podcast. Like I had mentioned last episode, I would be having my husband Josh welcome us on today's episode. So, without further ado, this is Josh.
Hello. Good evening.
Okay. So Josh is a drummer, but he does obviously have a full-time job when he's not out on tour.
Mm-hmm.
He is a delivery driver, which the company is very, very kind to allow him to tour and just kind of up and leave when he has to go.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm 34 years old. I was born and raised in Reno, Nevada. I play in one band currently, and I am a drum tech and a driver for a couple of other bands couple of bands from Europe and a band from the U.S. as well.
Aren't you also a touring drummer?
Yeah, it was my band Cyborg Octopus.
But don't you also fill in for other bands that need drummers?
Yeah, not really much anymore, but yeah, when I get a chance to.
Yeah, when you get a chance, you kind of jump on that.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much any chance you get for drumming.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your touring and how that affects you. Jesus.
In what way? In what way?
In all ways.
How it affects me? Just like in general?
Like, what does it look like?
I mean, every day you're waking up in a new city, in a new place. You set up, you find food, you sound check, and then after the show's over, you break it all back down. You go back on the bus or whatever van, wherever you're at. If you're lucky enough to be able to afford a driver, the driver takes you to wherever you're going, and you just wake up in the next town the next day. It's a lot simpler than it sounds, but that's a simple version of what I do. Is I go out, bands hire me to work for them, and then I set up drums or play drums, and then tear down drums regardless of if I'm working for a band or playing for a band. And then we get back on the bus and go to sleep. And it's honestly it sounds simple, but that's pretty much what my job is.
It sounds simple, but it's not simple. It's not.
There's a lot of intricacies with each drummer.
I would say I've become known when I'm with him to be the one and only drummer's wife that breaks down their husband's kid. I've had several, actually over 20 people probably, come up to me and be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, just tearing down his set, like his kit, like what's wrong? They're like, I've never seen that before. And I'm just like, oh, well, yeah, I kind of want to go home. Because after the shows, you usually go and you mingle and talk or whatever. Mm-hmm. And by the time you're done, it's usually 12 o'clock, if not later. And I'm like exhausted because I've been there since the opener. And so I'm just like, I want to freaking go home and go to bed. So that's how it started. But now I still do it for that reason. But I like to do it because, I don't know, I get to know the drum kit in a whole different dynamic, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're basically doing what I do when I'm gone. It's pretty much what my job is.
That must be nice.
It's pretty nice.
To get paid to do that.
It's great. I love it. It's the best job
I think
in the world.
one show I got $20 because the guy that was hosting it was like, "No, I feel bad. Here you go." And I was like, "Sick! I just made $20."
That's funny.
Yeah, I think it was at Alturas.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Probably Dennis.
Yeah. So this podcast mainly focuses on mental health.
Mm-hmm.
How has your mental health been throughout your life?
There's been ups and downs for sure. Definitely as a kid had some bad times. Yeah, I would say I'm mostly I'm pretty easygoing and relaxed, but like everybody else, I have my moments where I'm stressed out and I get weird and fucking. We'll bleep it out. It's fine. When I
break down,
yeah, I have my
show
moments.
vulnerability.
Yeah, I have my moments where I'm not as strong as I would like to be, but
He uses humor as a mask for what his emotions are, which can be very annoying at times. Because I'm just like, just be vulnerable, be in your emotions, but no, he has to crack jokes at every turn. And
yeah, I like people to laugh. It's what I do.
That's not what you need all the time. You need to think about yourself as well.
I like to laugh.
Okay. Let's see. What's one part of touring that people think is glamorous but actually affects your mental health?
There's a severe lack of sleep most of the time. You kind of depends. If you're on like a nice bus, the rides are pretty easy. But like if you're in like a bandwagon or an RV or a van, the rides are very rough when you're trying to sleep. There's times when you'll like get thrown out of your bunk because there's such a bad bump, and sometimes the sleep is not the best. A lot of times.
Please tell me you've fallen out of your bunk.
I've never fallen out of a bunk
Dang
before.
it.
I know of people that have, but yeah, it's you're usually running on very, very minimal sleep. Like on this last tour I was on, most of the drives I couldn't sleep, so I had to wait until we got to whatever town we were going to, and then I would go to sleep. But thankfully, like our load-ins weren't until like 1:30, 2 o'clock every day, which was really nice. So I could, like, if we get to the city at like 5 a.m., I still at least got some decent sleep in. But there's some days where you get like 2 or 3 hours. If you're in a band where you don't have a driver, which a lot of bands are in that position, like my own band, you guys are just taking turns driving. So nobody, like, if you have a really long drive, usually everybody's pitching in, so nobody's really sleeping for more than like 2 or 3 hours at a time. So yeah, that's probably the part that nobody really gets to see, is the part where you're sleep deprived pretty much every single day.
And how does that affect your mental health?
I mean, you can be a little snappy every once in a while with people, which, I mean, and when you're being in a crew with a band, you need to act as if you're a part of the band when you're talking to people, because they don't see you as a crew member. They see you as whatever band you're working for. So it's sometimes you can wake up in a bad mood, didn't sleep. I don't know, maybe your food wasn't that great that day or something like that. And yeah, it's really it's tough sometimes to control your emotions when you're talking to people you don't know, that are asking you questions that you get asked every day. It's like a normal thing, but yeah, sometimes you just gotta be really cognizant of that.
So it sounds like it kind of wears you thin.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And then when you're sleep deprived, does it make your job a little bit harder as a drummer, not just as a drum tech or anything, but as a drummer?
As a drummer, as long as I didn't just wake up, like I can pretty much still play and do okay. It's like if you like fall asleep and take a nap and then your set's in like 20 minutes, and that's when you have a problem, because my body takes a little while to wake up. It's getting a little older these days. So yeah, I need like a pretty decent warm up, and I need to be awake for at least like 2 hours.
So would you say it's probably easier to not take a nap before playing at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, some people do. Just personally, I have to be awake. I can't. If I nap, it's got to be after I play, or like way before the show.
I know when people think of touring, and you see all these pictures and stuff on Instagram and social media, you see a lot of artists with drinks in their hands. Yeah. How does drinking play a part in their performances? And what would what's your perspective on drinking during tour?
So when I'm playing, I do not drink before I play. It just like I don't practice that way, so why would I play that way kind of thing. When I'm working for bands, it's kind of a case by case basis. Like one band I worked for, they like, as long as you could have like one or two during their set, when I was working, like I was drum teching for them, not actually playing for them. They were okay with that because they like want everybody to have a good time, and like they're just like a really good time band, so they like to have fun. And they like all their people around them to have fun. But like with Ensiferum, I don't drink until after we're completely loaded out. Just like, not even because I'm sure they wouldn't even care. Like if during the loadout we had a couple drinks, but it's just like, you know,
keeping that professional level.
It's like each band is different. Like Ensiferum wouldn't care if I had a couple drinks or whatever, but I just I don't want to be in the position where something happens and I don't react as fast as I could because I've had a few drinks in me. So usually I save it for the bus usually. Okay. Or if like on the last tour, we were the second to last band, so we were usually loaded out before the last band was done. So we would like, I don't know, find a bar or just like go backstage and have a couple drinks and then go back to the bus. So I don't really drink a ton on tour, but if the guys want to like have a couple and just like sit there and talk for a little while, I'll do that, of course.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, do you feel pressure to show up strong or consistent every night, even when you're not mentally okay?
Feeling pressured, probably not pressured. That's just kind of how hi Amber. That's just kind of how I always am anyways. Even if there's stuff going on when it comes to like playing or like working for a band, that's like kind of leave it on the bus kind of stuff. Like you have a job to do, you need to like just do your job, keep all that shit for later, and then you can deal with your stuff after your work is done, or like if you're done loading in and stuff like that, you need to go like deal with some stuff, you can. But yeah, once the show starts, it's business, and you got to make sure that you're locked in at all times. But I don't necessarily feel pressure to do that. It's just kind of how I am. So I don't know.
No pressure at all? You don't feel like you're held to this standard that like you have to play the same every night? Because I know there's been times where when you're out on tour and I'll ask you like, hey, how'd the show go? And you're like, oh, it went like crap. I played so terribly, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then you're really hard on yourself.
Yeah.
And then other nights you're just like, yeah, it was great. I did really good. It sounded really good.
That's more of me just being a perfectionist, I think. I don't think I put any like, I guess I do put pressure on myself. I was going to
say you definitely put pressure on yourself.
To be like as good as I can be. Like I know I'll never play perfect because it's impossible, but it's like you're always like, I don't know how to explain it. Like you're always trying to set like a new high score, I guess is the way I would put it. Like you always want to play better than the night before, and sometimes it just doesn't happen.
Why is that? Why do you always want to play better than the night before?
You just always want to play. You just always want to be better. I don't know. At least for me, I've always like, I've always just wanted to be better every day. Like if there's one thing I messed up the night before or something that wasn't like extremely like tight, like I want it, then do it better the next night. But sometimes like there's too much thinking involved. And then once you start thinking about it so much, you mess it up even worse. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Drumming is very like, it's like just you need to get out of your head and just let the muscle memory take over for the most part, or you think about stuff too much. At least I do, and then I mess it up.
He's always in his head. He'll say he's the worst drummer in the world, and I'm like,
sometimes I am.
You literally have so much talent. I just want to slap you in the face. So when you're performing, how does stress or anxiety show up?
It's kind of the same as before. Like when I'm on stage, I'm almost like a different person. Like most things kind of leave my mind, and then I'm just thinking about the music. So I've never really had like, unless it's something like somebody just died or something like that stuff, it will pop up when I'm playing. But most of the time it's just like I'm just focusing on the music and not thinking about anything else for the most part.
So kind of like a switch almost.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. This is like work time. Like I have 45 minutes to be the best drummer I can be,
Okay.
and everything else needs to be like.
So you're able to just kind of turn that off.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I would say so.
That's awesome. I wish I could do that. You mentioned if someone were to, like, if there were heavy things that have happened in life where that could affect your playing.
Yeah.
How would that affect? Like, how does that affect it? Like, do you see them? Like, let's say someone passed away. Would you see them in the crowd, or like, how would they pop up in your?
It's
set?
more playing live. It's not so much. Like playing live is it's a lot easier to just kind of get lost in what you're doing. Practice is where it happens mostly. It's like, you'll just, I don't know if anybody else is this way, but like, I just like, I'll just be playing and I'll just like a flash of that person will just like happen. And then I just start thinking about it. And then, there's like a huge break in concentration. So like whatever I'm doing, I'm just like, I just forgot how to play drums for a minute. Like, so that happens to me sometimes, but
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of like it's a weird thing, but it's not like, it's not very often. It happened to me a lot in like 2018, 2019. And, but then I also like locked myself in my practice space for like a year straight. And I feel like I improved a lot during that time. So it was kind of a good thing for me that I just like, I was like, I'm not going to let this thing beat me, whatever's going on here. And I'm just going to keep doing it. So I just kind of pushed through it.
Okay.
And, yeah, sometimes it happens and you just have to go home and do other stuff to take your mind off it. Sometimes you can just play through it and it goes away and you don't think about it for the rest of the day. But yeah, sometimes it's you just got to get up and leave because, yeah, got to get your mind on other stuff.
But I've also, as your wife, I've seen you go to your practice space when there are hard times. Like I know last year you had a significant loss, and you would just go out, you would just practice and lock yourself in there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that? I mean, you haven't had any like recording or anything going on.
Yeah.
But if you were to play a show in that time frame, do you think it would have affected your performance?
I don't think so. Like
Okay.
for the shows, it like.
Is it because there's so much going on?
I think so. It's like a show in general will just take your mind off stuff as is.
Mm-hmm.
So like you have so much stuff to do. Like you have to load in, you have to set up. Where's all your stuff going to be after you're done setting up? And a lot of the times at these shows, I'm like helping run the show. So there's like a lot of things that are happening for me all day long. So it kind of keeps my mind off of it for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about loneliness.
Okay.
Does loneliness exist for you when you're on tour? Even though you're surrounded by bandmates and crew.
Not really. It's like a lot of times you're around so many people every day, you're almost looking to be by yourself.
Okay.
Like you're looking for alone time. And so it's like, I feel like it's the opposite of how you would think it would be. Like a lot of the times, did you just get out of there? I thought I closed that. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of the times it's looking for time for yourself other than being alone, feeling like you're alone.
Okay. I can name one instance for you where you felt lonely. And you expressed that to me for the first time. So I think that was kind of why I wanted to ask that question. Mm-hmm. When you were driving for Rivers of Nile.
Oh, yeah. Driving is a whole different beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like, I just feel kind of lonely. I'm on a different schedule than everyone is. Because when they're playing, I'm sleeping. And when they're sleeping, I'm driving. Yeah,
driving's a whole other beast. It is very, like, you're by yourself almost 100% of the time.
And I think that's what affected, like, I think of all band experiences, that affected your mental health the most.
For sure. Yeah. Driving is not I mean, I'm good at it because that's what I do for a living when I'm home anyways. But yeah, it's like the schedule sucks. Like a lot of nights I'm waking up at 11 p.m. and the guys are like loading the trailer, and I am like just waking up, like getting coffee and stuff like that. And then I go to sleep at like 1 p.m., 2 p.m. every day. And it's like when everybody's doing stuff, I'm sleeping. When I'm driving, everybody's sleeping. So it's kind of like, it's a weird, like, you don't really necessarily feel like you're on the tour with the band. It's like you're like just driving. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But yeah, it doesn't really feel like you're touring when you're a driver. You're just a driver. You're just like, if you were to take like a load from Reno to Sacramento, or like Reno to San Francisco, that's what it feels like.
There's a lot more involved with like the band than you're mentioning. Like they would get you hotel rooms if they had an opportunity.
Yeah.
They would constantly check on you. I know for a while you were making sure everyone went to the gym.
Oh yeah.
So there was some
I
times
just
where
drove
you were
everybody
like,
to the gym.
yeah,
That was cool.
yeah. So I wanna ask you what it's like as a husband now,
Mm-hmm.
being away on tour and being away from me.
This is kind of a loaded question, but
Not really.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. It's something I've been working towards my whole life, so it's kind of like I don't necessarily think it's like it sucks, don't get me wrong. It's like it never feels great leaving and like being out there alone and like knowing you're here by yourself, but at the same time, like it's like what I've been working for my entire life, so it's kind of like a trade-off of like I know it sucks, but it's also really cool. So it's kind of like down the middle. It's not the greatest thing of all time, but it's also not the worst.
I mean, it definitely sucks when something goes wrong in the house and I'm like, great, now I get to fix this by myself.
Yeah.
And then I'm learning stuff about the house that it's like the man's job. And I'm like, great, okay, let me just,
That's what you got friends for, baby.
Yeah, sure. I can definitely say that I've seen a difference emotionally with your viewpoint and like your mindset on touring since like from dating to being married.
Mm-hmm.
You say I miss you a lot more.
Yeah.
You used to say it here and there, and I would half of the time initiate the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if you've noticed, but I was like, I'm not going to say it. I want him to be the one to say it first, because then it shows for me as the wife, okay, so I am letting him live his dream. He's enjoying it, but yet he's still like, I am a pretty significant part of your life.
Yeah, of course.
Because like I mentioned before, he likes to use humor to cover his emotional situation.
Saying that, yeah.
So every once in a while, it's nice to actually have him be vulnerable and like let me know how he's feeling and that he does miss me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that
I try to go out of my way to do that more now.
I think I've noticed
I never really feel like I never considered it to be like an issue or a problem before, but it just makes sense to try to be like, I don't know, I'm a terrible communicator, and anybody that knows me knows that's a fact. So trying to do better communicating wise and just like at least letting you know that I'm thinking about you when I'm gone.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. This last tour was the first time ever I had flowers delivered to my house. And I was just like, who is this man?
I was in Canada.
No, you were in Indianapolis.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want you to know I appreciate those gestures, because it means a lot, because half the time I feel like you don't care.
Oh.
Well, because you don't show.
Yeah.
And your communication skills are lacking, but you're improving so much.
Well, I'm dead inside, so there's that. I'm just kidding.
Why would you say that? What makes you think that you're dead inside?
I'm just kidding.
No, let's find the underlying cause.
Underlying cause of me being dead inside? I don't know.
I think your childhood played a huge part in why you are emotionally closed off.
Well, yeah, a lot of people keep dying, which sucks. And have like throughout my entire life. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely sucked. I have a like huge problem. Like, I like don't open up to people very often. Like we were talking about. Like I'm super loud and like fun. Like try to be funny all the time. So I don't have to talk about any of it because I don't want to, for the most part. But yeah, it's like people just die all the time. It seems like, and it's like hard to let people in because I'm like, everybody's just dying. So what's the point, kind of thing? Which is might be a weird way of thinking about it, but that's just kind of how it is for me.
That's how you've managed.
Yeah,
To kind of protect yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, God, I don't think I only have like I have one aunt left. I have my uncle left, and like I had 8 of them. I had 7. I had 4 uncles, 3 aunts, and they're all gone except for one. Obviously,
We
mom
love
and
you,
dad.
Vicky.
Mom and dad both passed away.
We were diving into your like what has caused you to be emotionally standoff, like protected,
Yeah.
and how death has been unfortunately a common denominator in your life,
Yeah.
and how you use joking around as kind of like a way to protect yourself emotionally.
Yeah. Yeah, see, look, those ones are at like 40 still. Yeah, so obviously I've lost a lot of people in my life. Mom, dad, a bunch of aunts, a bunch of uncles, a lot of friends. Some self-inflicted, some not. And it's just been like kind of put me to the point where I just don't want to like emotionally let people in ever. And I'm sure you probably know better than anybody. 'Cause sometimes I'm just like scared to lose people sometimes. And so I don't want to get like super emotionally attached to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I used to be a lot more, I'm pretty friendly and open with everybody when we're like at shows and stuff, but
I feel like you put on a front though.
for sure. Yeah, I'm always
like
the happy, like,
yeah, whenever
hey,
anyone
tells
talks
jokes.
about you, they're always like, oh, he's just so carefree and blah 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 blah. And I'm like,
yeah.
if only you knew like what he was battling behind the scenes, and like what has impacted you to become who you are today.
I do think I am kind of carefree nowadays because it's like there's really not much more that could like hurt me anymore. Like, I don't know, it doesn't like, yeah, losing all the people I've lost has kind of like hardened me to even death by itself. So like, obviously JD was really, really hard. But yeah, it's like,
you want to kind of go into who JD was to you?
yeah. So, John Stevens, he was,
A teddy bear.
God, love that. I loved him. He was one of the, like, he's known me since I was a baby, I think.
Yeah, he had a picture of you on on like his mantle or something. And I was like, wait a minute, is that a baby picture of you?
Yeah, so my cousin David played softball with him when I was a baby, and I used to just go, like, my my aunt and uncle, who ended up becoming my parents, would just take us to games and stuff like that, and we'd just go hang out. And yeah, they used to hang out and just play with me. They would like play with, like, I had like these little army soldiers they used to play with me with. Yeah, and that's how I first, like, that's how I remember John still from those days. Like, it's weird, but it's like some of my earliest memories in life are like of watching that team play. So, yeah, I think I don't remember exactly how old I was when I started playing with JD, but I met Kyle playing softball too, who's another one of my best friends. And Kyle invited me out to go hit with him, and they were just like, yeah, we can use you if you want to play this. Like, I know it was like a weekend or so afterwards, and yeah, just like over time, like they obviously knew who I was. They knew I was my cousin David's little cousin, and
What was
yeah.
your nickname?
Rookie. Yeah, because I was always the youngest out of everybody. Yeah, I think JD had just turned 50. A lot of my friends from that circle are older. A lot of my friends in the music circle are older than me too.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, in my band, I'm the middle child, basically.
Who's
like,
the youngest?
And Cyborg?
Yeah.
Ian.
Really?
Yeah, Ian's the youngest. I'm
No
pretty sure.
offense, Ian. Love you.
Well, it's because he's our dad, so
that could be like the persona he gives off.
He's more mature than us, so he seems like he's older, but yeah.
I love those guys.
Yeah. But yeah, we hung out a lot. We lived together for like 3 years. We got a cat together.
Oh,
his name is Keith.
Gracious.
He was awesome. Oh, he's still awesome. He's in the bedroom.
Yeah, so we his friend unfortunately passed away
Yes.
the week of my birthday, I think it was.
Yeah, it was right before I left for the Insiferum tour.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
we took in their cat.
Yeah.
Sorry. And he's been fitting in like
Yeah,
the missing piece
been
of
really well,
the
yeah.
puzzle, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah, he's fantastic.
The first couple days were a little rough, but yeah, he's like just
He
walks around the house now. He doesn't even care about the dogs anymore.
He cuddles on the couch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome.
Yeah. Love you, John.
Yes, we do. I would say that from an outsider's perspective, it looks like JD and like Kyle and all your softball people kind of played a huge influential part in who you are today.
I would totally agree. One thing, I don't know if it was Kyle or JD that said this to me, but it was about our softball team, and it was like, this team is not about softball. This is like a brotherhood.
Yeah.
And like, this is what we care about, is being with each other, hanging out, having a good time, and like being friends and being, I mean.
It was family. I'm sorry.
For
It was
sure.
not
Yeah,
friends.
Dude, me and Kyle worked together for like 6 years together, and so we saw each other pretty much every day. Like, saw JD all the time, and then lived with him for however many years it was.
Like 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, I was living there when I met you.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, it was like a family, and I mean, it still is. Like, we don't see each other as much as we used to. We don't talk as much as we used to, because like, I don't know, a lot of us are getting older, and softball is not really such a prevalent part of our life anymore.
And just life happens.
Yeah, and like
You
a
just
lot of
get
us
in a
get married, we have
routine,
kids
yeah.
and stuff like that. So like, softball wasn't the number one priority anymore. And I mean, I just stopped playing because I messed up my shoulder, and I just like didn't want to. It wasn't really fun for me anymore to play because it just hurt. So
when you hurt your shoulder, how did that affect your drums?
Jared had to fill in for me for a show because of it. Because
Really?
I couldn't like lift my arm above my above my shoulder. Yeah.
How long did it take for that to kind of subside?
He only played one show for me, so it wasn't that long. But like, it still affects me today, but it probably will forever. But
I mean, you hit those high hits.
yeah.
I don't know how you do that.
Like sometimes when I go like over here and I'm reaching for a cymbal, sometimes that'll hurt every once in a while, but it doesn't really bother me when I play anymore. It's just like the throwing motion is what I can't do anymore. I can, but I just don't because why?
How did that shoulder injury affect you mentally? 'Cause I feel like it still has a little sliver of an impact on your mental health now.
I mean, it sucks that it hurts. That's for sure. But it's like,
Because baseball has been your life since you were a kid.
yeah. I don't know. Nowadays, it doesn't really bother me a lot much because I don't really want to. I don't want to play softball. I don't want to.
You
play
do
baseball
in like
anymore.
little spurts.
Yeah.
So like when we went to the mountain to hang out with my family, you guys were all throwing and playing a little wiffle ball, and I could just tell like you miss it, and you'll make comments here and there like, "Gosh, I miss doing this and I miss playing."
Yeah, I don't know. I think that was probably just in the moment. Like,
Really?
was having fun, and yeah, because I mean, day to day, I don't really care to play.
Even if
Like-
you weren't in pain?
That'd probably be a different story, but I don't know. I always told Cade that I would play I would play one tournament with him before I stopped playing like for good. So eventually I'll have to go play, but I gotta get back into shape first because I'm not gonna go out there.
Well,
and be a fat
let's talk about eating habits on tour, because
Oh God.
no one. I mean, before I met you, I had no idea what tour life was like.
Oh yeah.
So I know like big superstars, they get catering and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look like for you?
Catering's a lot more rare than you would think. I think on this last tour, which was like we were playing.
It was a big
It was big,
big tour.
Our biggest show I think was 2,800 people.
With Instagram, right?
Yeah, and Blind Guardian. Yeah, I think we got catering on like 3 shows on that tour, and I think we played 28 shows. So you'll just get a buyout. You'll get like $20 or $30 to go like buy food or whatever. But I mean, what I was doing was I was just taking the money, and then once I ran out of food on the bus, like we'd go to Walmart or whatever, get a bunch of frozen food and like stuff you can like put away, like bagels and bread and stuff like that, Pop-Tarts. I ate a lot of pot pies, a lot of burritos, frozen burritos.
But you got lucky because you were on like an actual bandwagon,
Yeah,
like a small
the
tour
fridge
bus,
was
basically.
the fridge was massive on this thing too. There was 9 of us, and it fit all of our stuff.
So like when you go on tour with Cyborg, Cyborg Octopus, which is his main band, what do meals look like? Because I have some stories.
It's a lot of fast food.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're doing the van stuff and you don't have a fridge, it's a lot harder to hold on to stuff. Like you can't do any frozen food. It's all got to be like granola bars or like bread. I eat a lot of peanut butter, stuff like that. But a lot of the times you'll just go to a place after the show, get food, or like after you're done loading in, you'll find a spot near you, just go get food there and come back.
Wasn't there a tour where you like hit McDonald's 5 or 6 times in a row?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
And I think you guys came back because I think they dropped you off and they're like, I'm never eating McDonald's again because I just ate it for like 5 days in a row.
Yeah, that sounds like something we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Ian always looking for an Arby's too. That's good
Ew,
times.
gross.
Did I tell you there was a 24/7 Arby's in the last run?
I didn't know.
It was in a Love's, a gas station.
No, I didn't know that was a
Dude,
thing.
I immediately texted Ian. I was like, I'm getting Arby's at 3:45 a.m.
Oh my God, that's so disgusting.
It was delicious. I loved it.
Ugh. Ew. So, getting off of Arby's because that's disgusting. Do you feel like the way you eat affects your playing on stage?
No.
Really? You don't feel like if you were eating healthier, you'd have better stamina, more energy?
No, that all comes with
Because
practice.
I'm pretty sure it's like statistically proven that if you eat healthier,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it.
you're just sweating out that Big Mac.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, speaking of sweat, let's talk about hygiene on tour.
oh yeah. Sometimes it's not great.
Yeah.
So on bigger tours, like when you're playing like theaters and stuff, a lot of those places have showers, which is super cool. Like this last tour, I think the longest I went without a shower was 2 days. Well, so 1 day, and then I was able to shower the next day. So 1 day, and then once we would get to the venue, oh, there's a shower. Cool. We load in, do our thing. I'd either go shower then, or I'd just like wait until after the show so I could go to bed clean. But yeah, on van tours, it's hard to stay clean because like you're either paying for a $15 shower or like none of the venues have showers when they're that small. So it's kind of like, yeah, a lot of baby wipes, a lot of wet wiping,
Ew.
that kind of stuff. A lot of times like we'll just like shirts off and just like baby wipe your entire body to get the salt off and the sweat off.
What about laundry?
Laundry, again, it's kind of the same thing. Like bigger tours, a lot of places will have laundry, which is really cool.
Really?
Yeah. Like I didn't have to pay for laundry at all on this last tour, which was nice. I think I did laundry 3 times, like once a week. On the smaller tours, Yeah, if you run out of stuff, you just gotta, once you get to the venue, you just find the closest one and walk to it usually.
Because I know with Cyborg, you guys.
There was one time with Cyborg, I went like 4 or 5 days without showering, and that sucked. It was brutal.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Gracious.
That sucked.
I know with laundry for Cyborg, I know you guys wore. I think they're not coming back in 2026. I hope not.
To be determined.
The tracksuits.
Yeah.
I know you've come home and you're like, be careful, that tracksuit is soaking wet. And it was, in fact, soaking wet.
Yeah.
And
there's a difference between stage gear and like your clothes you wear off stage. Your stage gear goes on before you go on stage and comes off immediately after and goes on hangers. And and then you put your normal clothes back on. But yeah, like obviously I'm being the drummer, I get really sweaty. And I'm wearing a tracksuit, which is like not helpful when it comes to ventilation. So I'm the only one that doesn't get to take my tarp off because I don't have time. So everybody else gets to like take their stuff off and I don't. So
that's why some of them take their
they'll like
their
they'll take their
their
like tops off
sweatshirt.
because it gets so hot.
Sweatshirt off.
But yeah, usually mine ends up not smelling that the worst because I immediately take it off. As soon as I'm done, I take it off and I get back into my normal clothes.
Wait, did you say it's not normally worse? The top or all together?
Mine normally isn't that bad. I mean, after 2 weeks, yeah, they're all gonna suck. But
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
they're disgusting.
sometimes, yeah.
So I'm really hoping they don't come back and you guys do something different.
That's why Corbett Kalani has they call it the sneaky box, and it's where all their wardrobe goes, and it's like a rolling box, and it weighs like nothing. But yeah, they just
It's gotta smell so bad.
yeah, and you just spray it with like Febreze or whatever. And
Oh no!
Yeah, it's tough.
No,
It's good
no,
shit.
no!
It's good shit.
That is so gross.
That's life, baby. That's life.
Ew! No.
It's not glamorous. Not as glamorous as everybody thinks it is. That's for sure.
So when you're out on tour, what would you say is the one thing that you miss the most about being home?
She's looking at me right
No,
now.
besides
expecting me
me.
to say wife.
No, seriously, besides me.
The animals for sure.
Really?
Yeah. I
Okay.
miss the dogs quite a bit when I'm gone. And the cats.
I thought you were going to say the couch.
No, the couch is, I fall asleep on that thing so often. But yeah, probably the dogs. The dogs and the cats. I think about Moose a lot when I'm gone.
As they're staring at us.
Yeah, they're
Aw,
laying on top of each other.
Goodness gracious.
Classic.
How important is communication with me when you're struggling on tour?
I mean, usually if something's going on, I let you know. And like,
I feel like I can also tell.
so, I mean,
Because
yeah.
we try to talk we try to talk all the time, every day. And it's easier when you're either playing or drum teching. When you're driving, I can't. It's
Yeah, we
like
almost never talk.
non-existent.
Or if I'm in Europe, yeah, we never talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like when I'm working, so I try to stay off my phone. But when I'm not working, like I'll obviously text you and see what you're up to, or call you, or FaceTime you, or whatever. Again, I tried to do a lot better job this time around than I did the last couple tours. So
Okay.
putting more of a focus on that this time.
Which is appreciative.
Mm-hmm.
Has touring ever changed how you define success or fulfillment in music?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I've had a pretty successful 2025, and I hardly played, honestly. Like,
Does that bother you that you're not playing? Like you're going on these
No,
tours
not
and
really.
you're not playing?
it's. I mean, it's work regardless. Like, you're still
Yeah, but
doing most of the same stuff, but you just like there's 30 minutes where you don't get to play and you're watching somebody play, and at the same time, it's like you're watching world-class musicians play every night, so it's like it's really fun to watch these guys.
but isn't your goal to be that person?
Yeah, I mean, if the right situation came up, but it's like, I make really good money when I'm gone, so it's kind of hard to dislike teching or driving. as much as a lot of people are always like, oh, I would never do the tech job. I just want to play. And I'm like, well, most of the people that I'm working for, like, I'm making more money than most of them because I'm working for them and not playing in the band.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's a hard trade-off. But it's definitely harder when you're driving as opposed to like, I've always want to be there and working with the band and like working in the venue, and that's the stuff I like to do. Driving is something I will do. I'm not necessarily a huge fan of it because, like we said, you're by yourself the whole time. That is when I'm like, man, I would much rather be playing than driving. Teching, I could do either or. If I could play or tech, either way, I'm totally happy. And plus, I kind of get to play drums every day anyways. I just don't get to play in front of people.
Yeah, you're just...
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's kind of a... Obviously, yes, I would love to be playing live for 2,000 people every night. But to be able to help like people I would consider friends now that we've done a couple tours together, to watch them play live and play for all these people, and like, yeah, it's just like, it's really cool. It's really fun to watch. So I have no complaints about
That's awesome.
any of the teching stuff. I love that stuff anyway. So yeah.
How do my emotions affect you when you're on tour? Because I've had some pretty low lows.
Yeah,
While you're gone.
This is pretty. Usually, I usually say something when it happens and like at the time or whatever. But I gotta sneeze. Sorry. There's some times when I'm like in the middle of doing something, and I don't know.
I mean, there's never been a time where you've gotten irritated or frustrated with me when I've expressed like my depression or my anxiety.
No. It's like the stuff that gets to me every once in a while is like, oh, this happened today, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do to help you with that besides like call somebody to help you. So it's like sometimes there's stuff where it's like, I know that I can't fix it because I'm not there, and it like sometimes you're like, bring it up a couple times, and I'm just like, I don't know what you want me to do. I can't help you.
Just listen.
Yeah, but I'm a solutions guy.
Well, you don't have to have solutions for everything.
Yeah, but I could try to help, at least.
But if you can't help, then just listen and be there emotionally for me.
I try.
And you've gotten better. I mean, you were very bad at that
Yes,
for a long time.
Work in progress.
Yeah, I know I struggle sometimes when you're on tour. I know, like, I usually tell people the first 2 weeks are the hardest because it's just me on my own figuring out, like, a routine. But then once I meet that routine, I'm golden.
Mm.
Like, this last tour, it took me 2 weeks, and then the third week flew by, and then the fourth week came, and you're like, oh, I'll be home in 2 days. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I just got comfortable. Why?
Yeah.
It's
It's kind of the same for me. Like, it's almost like clockwork how, like, do the same stuff every day, and then, oh, I'm back in my bunk again.
Yeah.
Going to the next place. Like, the days fly by. It's crazy.
So what is one thing that you wish touring musicians talked about more openly?
Oh, shit. That's a good question. I don't know if I have an answer for you there. Touring musicians talked about more openly.
Like battles or struggles. We all listen to different types of music, but
Yeah.
a lot of the music is based off of life experiences and struggles. So, I know if I were to be asked that question, I would say probably mental health and their emotional well-being. And
Yeah, I could see that.
because everyone puts on a stage front, right?
Yeah. There's like,
So just being more vulnerable, I feel like, would be something I would want to know and hear more from the artists.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of conversations that people don't get to hear, like when you're just hanging out by yourself, like with a couple of the guys. Like we do talk about stuff like that. Like when me and Patrick were doing that Rivers run together. Yeah, we went to a bar and just sat and talked for like 3 hours and kind of a lot of stuff. I was like, holy shit! Like I didn't realize any of the stuff was like going on.
Isn't it crazy though how like
Yeah.
you don't know what people
Yeah.
are going through?
But yeah, I mean, people talk about that stuff, but there's like I don't know. It's kind of like the one of the bands I work for is the Finnish band, and they're not really necessarily like huge talkers, or like they don't like small talk. So a lot of the time, if you're sitting there like talking, they're just telling old stories or talking about stuff that we're doing tomorrow or stuff we did today, or like we're just talking shit and sending memes to each other and like showing each other
All
funny
the time.
videos.
So would you say you've never had like a deep conversation with any of them?
No, that's not true. But it's like when we get into it, like I'm like, oh cool, we're like this is. But it's not like an everyday occurrence. Like you'll get into topics with people and sit there and talk for hours, and then you're like, oh, we gotta load it, we gotta go, dude, we gotta play in 20 minutes. But yeah, it happens every once in a while where you'll really get in. But that also comes with like you're living on a bus with somebody for a month at a time. Eventually, you're gonna get to know these people.
So eventually,
on a
that
deeper
kind
level.
of that kind of hard stature kind of
Yeah.
breaks,
Eventually,
crumbles a little bit so that they can be open.
yeah.
Okay.
I was pleasantly surprised how stoked they were to see me for the second tour, because I was like, the first tour I was working for two bands, and they were like, they were both headlining, but Ensiferum was playing before the band that was playing last, so like I was having to split time between two bands, and it was really hard to like.
What was the first band or the main band that?
Korpiklani.
That's who
They're
you
also
for?
from Finland, yeah. Yeah, so it was really tough to like focus in super hard on everything, because I had a schedule that I had to meet every day. I think I only went over my time once, but it was still like really that was really stressful. That tour was stressful because it was like my first really big tour teching and learning two kits, two completely opposite players. One player likes stuff one way, one player liked the stuff the exact opposite. So it was like trying to remember everything kind of was tough, but overall it's a really good learning experience. I learned a lot, and they were both very appreciative at the end of the tour, the first one, and they were just like, you did a killer job, even though like you had to do a lot of stuff every day, but
At least they acknowledged and noticed like that you had to do, because weren't you only supposed to do?
No, that one I was supposed to do both.
Oh, okay.
So I was ready to do that, but
And that was like your first major drum teching gig.
that was, we were playing like 1,000+ people every night kind of deal, which was really cool. And this one, like they were all really happy to see me, and I was like, oh, these guys remember me. That's really, really cool. And like,
well, I mean, you guys kept talking through social media. Yeah.
Me and Pete send memes to each other daily.
And you guys are already discussing a possible tour this year.
Yeah, can't really talk about it yet. But
I know. So I kind of want to circle back, I guess, kind of make this a full circle moment. But what got you started on drumming? Were there any influences, any people?
This is gonna be hilarious, but Metallica put out a DVD for the Saint Anger album, and Saint Anger is the album that everybody hates from Metallica, but it's kind of the album that got me into playing drums, to be fair. Like, I just watched it and I was like, holy shit, like Lars is fucking sick. And we went to a wedding, and they like hired a drummer as like a DJ, and he brought a drum kit, and I sat down and I played Shoot to Thrill by AC/DC, because I had been sitting in my parents' bathroom on the toilet and using that as a throne and like pretend playing drums for like years. So I kind of like I thought I knew the song, so I sat down and played and crushed it. But my parents were like, oh, that's Josh playing. And then that Christmas they bought me my very first kit. And then I just kind of started experimenting with that. I joined percussion class in middle school, so which would be 7th and 8th grade. And then I joined marching band in high school. From my freshman year, I played bass. My sophomore, junior year, I played snare. My senior year, I played tenors. So like taught me how to read music.
What are tenors?
It's like toms, so it's like small tom, slightly bigger tom, slightly bigger tom, slightly bigger tom.
Oh, so is it like
And then,
those
yeah.
people that?
Yeah, it's got like a harness.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
So
okay.
yeah, I used to be in a marching band, and it was honestly like one of the funnest experiences of my life. Like marching band was a lot of fun.
And you still have best friends from
Yeah,
band, right?
Danny, me and Danny met. Me and Axel.
I
No,
was-
me and Axel actually technically knew each other from baseball.
But I felt like that kind of
That's
really
when we like became friends.
became
yeah.
best friends. Yeah.
Chris, when I see him, Chris was really cool. Chris Portugal. I don't know if
Okay.
you
Yeah.
remember-
Yeah.
you have met
Yeah.
him,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like it was a really good time, and met some lifelong friends there. Like Danny's been there for me for a lot of stuff. I think we could probably say both ways for that, but yeah, marching band was kind of what got me into playing death metal. My drum instructor just showed me a bunch of bands, and I was like, this is really cool. So I just started like trying to play all these songs and stuff like that, and that's what got me into like playing extreme music, I guess you would call it. But it was super, super sick. I loved that time of my life. Brian Boysen, shout out if you ever hear this. Yeah, he was the man. One of the best teachers I've ever had, for sure.
And he plays.
Yeah, he plays around town.
But he plays like what, next door to your?
Yeah, so where my practice space is, there's a like the wall that's to my right is his kit is right on the other side of it. Yeah, he always, if we ever bump into each other, he's always like, is your kit pointing directly at the wall? Because you are so loud. And I was like, you're the one that taught me to play hard, dude. So.
But he's also been like, are you sure I taught you? Because
Yeah.
you're like really good.
No. Brian's a freak. I'll never admit it. I'll never admit anything when it comes to him not being better than me, because he is. Just like he'll never say that he's better than Jason Thomas.
Goodness.
Jason Thomas is the king. Shout
What
out
about
Jason Thomas.
Jared?
Jared's also the king.
I was gonna say Jared's up there.
Yeah.
We love Jared Klein.
Jared's one of the.
No.
It's okay. Yeah, me and Jared call each other all the time on tour. Like if stuff's going on, like I'm not gonna go too deep into it with his stuff, but like he'll just call me every once in a while and be like, dude,
When he needs to vent,
yeah,
right?
some stuff's going on, and like, yeah, we'll just talk to each other, and we've done that for each other quite a bit.
You guys are always talking drums.
Yeah, Jared's we honestly don't talk about drums all that much. Like, at least it doesn't feel like it. Like we talk.
Weird memes.
Yeah,
Weird
yeah.
videos.
Jared sent some of the wildest stuff I've ever
Jared
done.
does like the funniest memes where he'll like say something and then it just like explosion.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But if you know Jared, then that's Jared for
Yeah.
you.
Uh-huh.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, we love Jared. Jared's
the best.
amazing. Yeah. I'm hoping to get him on here at some point because
Yeah, that'd be cool.
he's toured the world. I mean, Josh has too, but I feel like
Still haven't been to Australia.
Rivers of Nile has like done a lot of touring.
Yes, they have.
And so Jared used to be the main drummer for Cyborg Octopus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jared helped you get this in a way.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly what I know I've asked him this a bunch of times, but I always forget the real answer. Like he was playing in another band called Psychosomatic, and then he got the Rivers job. And it just ended up being like, I think they wanted somebody that was going to be around more often to play, like, because I think Jared wanted to be in Cyborg. He didn't want to leave necessarily.
I don't see him wanting to leave. Yeah,
But it was kind of like, hey, like,
it's
this is
kind of
probably
like
best for both of us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody in that band still loves Jared to death. Like, he's still the best drummer that's ever played in that band.
Shut up. So dramatic.
But yeah, Jared's the man. I love Jared. Old Jared.
Yeah, and he's helped you get a lot of different gigs, right?
Almost everything I've ever done touring wise, Jared's helped me get. Him and Liam. Like Liam got me the teching gig for Insuferium and Corpus Colony.
Oh, we love Liam.
Yeah, and then, yeah,
Liam's a fun. Oh my
he's
gosh.
so funny. Hey, did you ever get to see him with his leopard pants on?
No,
Dude.
I've only seen pictures.
He bought a full like pie from Denny's.
On tour?
Yeah, like he was like, yeah, I don't want a slice. I like want a whole pie. And then just took it in the van with us and like was just eating it the next
Oh my
day.
gosh.
He was like taking spoonfuls and just feeding it to people as they were playing. It's so
What
stupid.
kind of pie?
I think it was like banana cream pie or something.
Ooh,
Like that.
that's yummy.
Yeah, it was probably not good because it sat on the floor of a van for like I don't know, 12 hours.
Ew.
AC was pumping. It was
So
fine.
I do have a question. Have you ever been kicked out of a band?
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, do tell.
um,
What did that look like?
it wasn't great. It was kind of like they thought I was putting them on the back burner for a lot of stuff, which I was touring quite a bit, and I was still touring a lot, and I think the final straw for them was there was a tour where I couldn't do it, and I had to have somebody fill in, and their new drummer now played on that tour. And I think they made the decision then that was what they were going to go with. Because we had like this whole meeting and talking about like, are you sure you want to do this and all this stuff.
How
And
long was the meeting?
It was quite a while. It was like an hour, I would say.
It was more like 2 hours.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, I've never considered leaving this band. Like, I love this band. It's like, I've been here since day one and it's great. Like, I love it. And we just brought a new vocalist in. I was really, really excited about. And then a couple days later, I just get a call. Hey, like, are you gonna leave the band or do we have to fire you? And I was like, well, I guess I'm fired then. So, yeah, it sucked. Like that bothered me quite a bit. Still does every once in a while. Cause I really felt like that band had a lot of potential and still does, like, to be fair. But yeah, that really sucked. I was really, really bummed out about that one. Never wanted to leave that band at all. Like, not an ounce of me wanted to leave. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, they're doing good things now. They recently got signed, and yeah, they're fucking killing it. So, still sad that I'm not in the band. Of course, who wouldn't be? But
Yeah.
I don't know. Just the part that really sucks is like I feel like I'm not as good friends with those guys as I used to be. Just because, you know, I did feel a certain way about it, and I'm sure they felt a certain way about it too, which is fine. Like, we all have our own like opinions of how things are supposed to be done and how things are going. And I thought that the year we had was like we'd started playing shows finally after like 4 years or whatever it was. So I thought things were going really good. We played like some really, really cool shows. Like, we opened for a couple bands. We were playing for like 200 or 300 people at those shows. And yeah, just felt like
I feel like you put a lot of work into that band.
for sure, I did. I mean, I definitely could have put more in for sure. But yeah, I guess where I was upset was I didn't feel like I didn't put. How do I say this? I didn't feel like the amount that I didn't put in was worth me getting fired over.
I agree.
And I think that's where my frustration and
Hurt is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I still talk to them a little bit every once in a while. It's not like I hate them or anything like that. Like, it just it sucks. Like, getting fired from anything is never fun, and it never feels great. Especially when it's something that you really, really love doing. So yeah, well, it just is what it is. Again, they're doing great now, and it's kind of opened me up to be able to do like all this teching stuff that I've been doing. So I don't know, it's like one door opens or one door closes, another opens kind of deal for me. I'm not so bitter about it as I was, because I was really, really bitter about it for a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I still to this day feel like I still feel like I shouldn't have got fired from that band, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
sometimes you just gotta go.
So as we get close to wrapping this up, what exciting things does Cyborg have coming up this year?
We're doing a couple West Coast runs. We're doing one with Exuvial, Blighted Eye, and oh God bless it, Jade's band. I can see it. Embrium.
I was gonna say.
I can see the logo. We're doing a Pacific Northwest run up to a festival in Vancouver, which would be really cool. And then I might be driving for Rivers again. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to anybody about it really.
It's not Cyborg.
Oh, that's a good point. And then Cyborg has another run with Four Stroke Baron and Snooze. Snooze.
Any new music coming soon?
The goal is to have new music out by the end of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, we're working on stuff right now. I believe we're going to record. Bobby told me a date. I think it was in May. I have it on a spreadsheet. I just don't remember it right offhand.
Can I be in a video?
Sure.
You heard this, guys.
But yeah. So there's a couple things we're doing that, and then if anything else comes down the pipeline, like we're playing Armstrong Festival again, which is going to be cool.
That was huge for you guys.
Armstrong
2 years
Festival
ago,
is
right?
really cool. That's in it was 2 years ago, and then we played Loud as Hell last year. Yeah, all those people up there do a really great job, so I'm very happy, very, very happy that we're going back.
Yeah. All right, last and final question. What advice would you give to drummers who are about to go on their first long tour?
First long tour. Try and learn as much as you can from everybody around you. Having an ego will get you fired from most jobs. You need to leave ego before you get on the plane, before you get in the car to wherever you're going. Leave it wherever it is, because there's a lot of people that know a lot more than everybody, and you need to learn from those people. I've spent my entire career learning from other people, and just taking things I learned and applying it myself. So, leave your ego at the door, because there's a lot of people that have been touring for a lot longer than most of you, and me, and bring baby wipes.
Oh my god.
Baby wipes are essential. No, I'm serious. Like, baby wipes are essential.
And like Dayquil and NyQuil, because you most likely will get sick on tour.
Yes, you will get sick.
You get sick every time.
Yeah, or if you need to just fall asleep, take some Quil. That's what I do.
We don't promote that on this channel. Just letting you guys know that.
I do.
No. Melatonin is a healthy, natural way to go to sleep.
Yeah, sorry. Melatonin. Of course. Yes,
all right.
melatonin.
Well, that concludes this podcast episode. So thank you. I would like to thank my quirky husband here. Thanks for tuning in. And next week, we'll see what we're going to talk about. Bye, guys.